Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian report for Tuesday, May 31st. The US markets were closed last night, but of course futures markets are open, so we've seen a little movement in some of those markets. In regards to the ASX here, as you may know, we're looking for an impulse wave up here as wave one. We still could be in this bigger picture here. We still could be in a larger triangle pattern here as well, with the C wave here, and we could put some sort of D wave in here somewhere and an E wave over here. We'll keep an eye on that, but it's not our primary count at the moment. With the US markets, we're also looking for 5 waves up. The Australian market, in fact, Asian markets in general, and also the European markets, had their lows in way before the US markets. Now, with the US markets, the tech stocks were pumped through the COVID and dumped heavily after the COVID. The low volatility stocks like the Berkshire Hathaways, they maintained a pretty good steadfast correction. In fact, if we just, I think it's worthwhile having a bit of a look at actually. So let's just, you may have already seen it anyway, but I think it just sort of proves a bit of a point in a way that this is a daily chart of the low volatility stocks from iShares, and we can see here that we've had an A wave and a B wave here and a C wave. So there hasn't been a lot of movement here in the low volatility stocks in the US. So I think their correction is finished, and they will, like to see some blue skies. But it's always me to gather the evidence. But yeah, that's sort of good, because the Nasdaq has pulled back down quite lower here. It's pulled back. Well, the Nasdaq has pulled back 50% from that low to that high. It's pulled back 50%. So if we just have a look at that, can that go there? Yeah. So the Nasdaq has pulled something down into the 50% here. So it's a completely different pattern for those sort of tech stocks. I was going to put this back onto the ASX stocks here, and we're looking at Stantos, and that will come back to those. So yeah, point being here is that the Asian markets, and we're talking Hang Seng and Nikkei and all the rest of it, and the DAX, the European markets, all had their lows in and have held up reasonably quite well, and so have the low volatility stocks in the US. So it's really just the tech stocks that warp things, and because I tend to focus on those strong stocks because they dictate the market, I got sort of channeled into that a little bit and lost some vision on that, lost vision on the overall picture of things. So anyway, there's a lesson there for me. But sometimes it takes a little while to pick things up and notice things. It's I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. Anyway, look, we're moving up here nicely. This is the 56 at 7,300, the top of Group 1, where we can always expect, number 3 is like the 4th strongest number to me. We've got 1, 5, 8, and then 3. And being the top of Group 1, we can just see here from history here, it carries weight here. It's also the 50-60%, here. So we've got a bit of a double whammy here. So, we're just going to expect to spend some time there, as simple as that. I hope we burn through it. I don't normally trade this market, but I do have some longs in there, and I'm thinking to myself, they're only really small positions, nothing to get excited about, but enough to get a nice meal out or something. But I'm thinking that I'm just going to hold mine through this, unless I don't see any reason to ditch them at that number. I mean, normally, if, I'd take money off the table at 3 and then buy back at a lower level and work it, but I just really can't be bothered, to be honest. So anyway, let's just go to the 4-hour chart and look at the structure. So yeah, the only thing that could catch us out here would be the triangle pattern, like putting wave D up here on top of the 61.8% and then coming down and looking at the E wave here. But I think what we can do is we can you can have a look at the US video, the US indices, and because we're looking at 5 waves up, moving up. So as long as those 5 waves are moving up and they got further to go, we're kind of 2/3 of the way through, then while they're pushing up, we'll just see how our market is doing. If our market goes nowhere and gets sort of locked into this 7.3 above and below and doesn't even bother moving, then we kind of know that we're in this wave D at that point, and we can pull back into wave E. So we'll need to be a bit careful. But as the bullish market goes, we've got 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 in here, and then we're just starting the 3rd wave here. So really we should move, we should do a little dance around here, but at the end of the day we should continue to move up. So if we don't, we'll be mindful of that. But as far as going from here up to here as wave 5 of 1 up here, if that is indeed going to be the case, then really the halfway mark through all of this will be probably that bar there, I reckon, because we've still got 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, and then into the 3rd. So we still need this to unfold the other side, So yeah, so anyway, we'll see how we go with that. Let's just move into the hourly chart. So the hourly chart here, I'm counting it, there could be another little wave in here, but it doesn't really matter at this point in time. So let's just arrange this here. We were talking about stuff. So that's going to go there, that's going to go there, and I'll just assume that that's wave 5. It's a bit small, but that's what you get from the numbers, so we'd call that wave 3 at this point. We could look at wave 4, pulling back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, so to speak, and then we'd still need wave 5. Now wave 1 here can be roughly the same length, so that could take us up to here, just keeping it pretty low. Then wave 4 here, yeah, and then wave 5 can be over here, that can be over here, and we just got to watch out for that wave D, so I'm just going to put that in. We can use that one. Platform 3 setting, so what is it? You're getting 10 to 8 and then 8 o'clock at reset, so I can't do much at the moment for that, but there we go. Got 2 of those little guys there now, so I'll just put wave D there. Oh, that still didn't give me anything. Okay, just keep an eye on that. I'll just do a bit more work on that. Just figure out I need to figure that out. It's just really there for myself at this point. We should continue to move higher. This is pulling back, which is good. This is pulling back and the price is going sideways, so positive. Yeah, so yeah, we should just continue to push it. But like I said, we're going to spend some time here, and it's going to vibrate, and I've got a position in there probably below the 72 area there, but I'm just going to sort of hang in there. I want to get a little bit higher, but I know it's going to be, what we see here is not what we get next. You always get the opposite of what you're looking at. So, but anyway, we should push up a bit further. I'll just have a look at the tick chart. I need to adjust this a little bit as well. Okay, so we need to put in a few more things here. Oh, that wave 4 is already there, so I'll put wave 5 there. I mean, this could push up. I've got that as wave 5, but it could be just wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 going up there further. But I think that we need to be conservative. Platform's still doing its thing. Come on, no, doesn't want to do anything. Well, anyway, this wave, this wave 4 here, when we get it, can pull back to here, and then wave 5 to the upside there for that. So definitely a little dance, and at the 7,300 here, we've got 10, 20 and 30 above, and group 2 below. We've got the 50 here in this particular instance, so we could come back and test the 50 at that point. Here we go, that's all good, that's changed, that's good. So yeah, so we're just going to end up doing a little dance up here. That will be wave 3. And then wave 4 back here again. So yeah, we'll just keep those. So it's going to be something like this. I mean, don't take this don't take this too much to heart here, but it'll be something like that. Getting up to the 4 here. I mean, we'll just need some patience here. If you're going to buy the dip, it would be this blue one here that you would want, not so much the green one. You could do the green one, but if you don't take the green one, get out here and then dump it back in over here, that kind of thing, you know. It doesn't have to be perfect, just, you know, the builder's 10 mil rule. Okay, so I'll leave it all at that. So the takeaway here is that we're just going to be stuck here for a while. I hope I'm proved wrong and we can just continue straight up, but expect the worst in this case. But yeah, so the opportunity to buy back here. Let's see where this wave 4 goes here in compared to this one. If this one is shorter than this one, then this one will be shorter than the green one, so to speak. But if this one is the same as this one, then we'll have to expect this one to be the same as that one there as well. But anyway, we'll start to pull all that together as we go along. But yeah, I mean, buying here and exiting at the 74 will be a nice, you know, a nice little run too. Okay, so we're waiting for the Commonwealth Bank here. I think that we're looking at wave 1 up to the upside and wave 2 here, but I don't have enough evidence to do that yet. I've been waiting a long time for this to, you know, tell us what's going on. I can see that it's the, you know, it was resistance and now it's support, so that's a positive thing. I just need to, you know, I just need another box ticked to give me the bullish sign, because there's the bearish sign. The bearish side still lingers here with this, so we're not there yet. But anyway, it may be another week away yet. We'll see. Yeah, so nothing happening here. I just want to have a look at ANZ actually. I haven't seen that for eons. Okay, so that's a pretty messy pattern. But I mean, we could look at that as an A and a B and a C, and that's the low there. Otherwise, we'll get this up here and one more low to come in play, and then if we get this here, then we can look to go long. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish it off at this point. Otherwise, we'll have to look at this. It doesn't look like it. It looks sort of corrective here. It just looks like it's part of all of this here. I mean, this is definitely corrective. It's bullish corrective because it's got overlapping wave structures. But if we do get one more low here, then we can look to go long at that point. So we'll just wait for that. I mean, I haven't pulled this apart. I can't label this at the moment, but I mean, I can, but it's still not going to do me any good. So I'll just wait for this to see if we get this drop here. Then that'll give us the 5 wave structure here, and it needs to take that low out here, and then we kind of know where we are at that point. We'll either have a rally or we'll be moving back up at that point. But it's not there yet for that. Okay, over to the resources. So with iron ore here, we've seen it push up yesterday a little bit further. So that's a positive thing. Yeah, so I mean, I have to say, it's kind of, you know, still got it's more bullish than it is bearish. We're starting to see other metals like nickel bounce to the upside, and also copper as well. So I'm going to bring copper across because obviously copper is valuable to BHP, which we're going to look at as well. Now, I thought that with copper here, we may have wave 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, and 5 here. But we've had our little ABC pattern here to the 38.2% retracement level, and it looks like we're going to be taking that top out. So yesterday in the video, we looked at this market here being bullish, and we're starting to look at long trade setups. I won't go to the intraday today, but just to let you know that as an ABC here for whatever, we could be complete. I mean, this is all of this here, you know. It's a bit complicated. I don't want to go into it, but I'm thinking that because while that high was in place here, that little high here, while that was in place, we had this as an A and a B and a C wave here, but then we've taken this top out here and as a fourth wave and getting support on top of group 1. So we're starting to look at copper being bullish, which is going to help BHP, okay? So we've got iron ore looking bullish, moved through the 61.8% mark. It'd be nice to see it sitting on the 900. That would really clarify it at that point. But this here counts better as an impulse wave to the upside now than it does a corrective wave taking that top out there. It doesn't mean that it's the end of it. I mean, I could still label it corrective, but I can say that it's and we'll have trouble at the 900. You know, we'll see what this move up here will hit that. We'll see when it pulls back. If it pulls back as a corrective pattern, then we know that we're going to be going higher at that point. So yeah, looking bullish there. And with BHP, we talked about the pricing of BHP losing its 10% fossil fuel assets, and I think that's sort of done and dusted. We talked about being long in here, so I think now with copper there as well, we've talked about being long here pretty much every day, so we're starting to see it move up there. So I will just give it a bit of a green light here because of copper and iron ore doing that. So it's because this has got iron ore with it as well, so that's good. It still could fail from here, so don't overdo it, but yeah, that's a good possibility at this point. Rio, we've got a small position there. We'll just it's at the 61.8%, so we'll just allow that to be for a while. We'll just check how iron ore travels. Taking this B wave out here will confirm that this is 5 waves here and this is an ABC pattern here. And if it takes that top out there, don't think you're missing much, because you're not. I mean, this next wave up here will be, this length here will be a 3rd wave, and it'll be longer than this one, and then we'll still have the 4th and the 5th to go up. So we'll be looking up at 200 if that's correct. So still plenty of time, in all of this here. This move up here could certainly be corrective as well, but we'll see how that goes. And FMG is kind of, I don't know the count here. I can see that that's in 3 waves. I can see that's in 3 waves. I could look at this being corrective here. So it's really looking like a triangle pattern in here for this. But to get a triangle in wave 2 is kind of, yeah, I don't normally see that. So guess it's a B wave here, some sort of B wave. Anyway, I'll have to mull that over a little bit further. But even if it is a triangle, it means we'll be taking this top, it will be going to 25 at that point. So it's good that it's dropping down. It's good if it drops below the level. I'll give it, see how that's in 3 waves. Let's see if we can get 3 waves here. And if we do get 3 waves here and then it gets support on top of this level, we can go long at that point. We can bring that down to that high, and then we can bring it down to this one. But I'll just leave it there for the time being. So nothing to do here just yet. So that's all good. So I'll put that there, but I'm going to have to just copy that and put a B wave there, because triangles are normally in wave 4s or wave B. So I'll have to go back and check the other pattern on that. And yeah, so what order do we do things in? So we're going to go and have a look at gold now. So this is GDX here. This is from the top, just to remind you that we have a very clear 5 waves down here, and then a correction, and then another clear 5 waves. So we've got 3 waves here. It can be an ABC, and we've got a low in place here. We do have a little 5-wave structure here, so that's good. From this top to this bottom here, this is the 50-60% retracement level. So we just got to be a little bit careful here. I know that we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for this. I'm thinking this, so this could be wave 1 here and wave 2 coming back, but it also can be an A and a B and a C wave here, and this triangle pattern, an A, B, C, D and E here for this, go up to here and fail at that point. So I've got to kind of look at both sides, and if we move past this area here, I mean, technically for me it's always that if we take this top out here, well, then we can be bullish at that point, or maybe even work a larger triangle pattern, because when we're looking at US spot gold, we're also looking at a triangle pattern as well. I won't go into the bigger picture here, but basically an A, B and C here for a D wave up here for this as possible as well. So it's all a little bit complicated at the moment. It's probably complicated because I don't know, that's the truth of the matter, but I just have to work with what I've got here. So I have relabeled this here from yesterday. I was looking at it a little bit different. I can't have that coming down there like because it's in 3 waves here. So I just want to talk about this for a bit as 1 and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 3rd wave, 4th wave and 5th wave. So in one way or another we've either got wave 1 or an A wave, and then this here can be counted as finished here. The B wave can go into here because it's in an A and a B and a C here for this. So we can be bullish here, but there's also this bearish little count here that we need to consider as well. So the move up here, can be an A wave, a B wave and a C wave for this B wave here, right? So I'll just put that there. And then we can work down as 1 and 2 and work down here because we didn't pull back into our thing down here. So it's possible for it to move down here. At the same time, I could bring the B wave up here and then look at this as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. So if this top here is taken out, then you can go long from that point. But otherwise, we're going to be heading lower. So that's about the best I can do on that for the time being. And Newcrest mining. It's just retesting the $25 mark. If US spot gold drops down to wave B, then this is going to drop down here, and it's going to help confirm a bigger move down to $20 at that point. If it takes this low out here, because this is also 5 waves and then 5 waves to here, so it can be an ABC pattern to here. But it's not really good looking good here as a as a move to the upside. So we've got half a position here. So if we can make that a full position now, we can put that under here. So we'll catch any drop that goes there, because if this is going to be bullish, it will just go straight up from that point. So that means we'll have 2 trades in here at that point, and we'll be moving down further if that's going to be the case. So we're just taking the next logical step here with all of this. So that's that, and then we going over to not the Australian dollar just yet, but to natural gas. And with natural gas, we've got a bullish pattern in play here, but yeah, this wave 4 can pull back to this wave 4. That's what I'm thinking, but this trend I've got to the upside here, I've got it as 5 waves, so that could all be finished, done and dusted. Didn't make much of a new high here, so there's still space for this wave 3 here to move up higher here for that. Okay, I know the market will want to get to this number, so it's probably still got further to go up here, but I can't go long unless I've got support on the 900 here. Simple as that, because it's leaving too much space for this wave 4 to pull back to that one. So I don't have any answers here just yet. When I was looking at natural gas for Stantos and that, so with Stantos here, I don't know if you remember on the $8 mark here, let me just bring this back in here. So from this low here, we're looking at that as 1 and 2 in here, if you remember, and then 3 here, and then 4 here, and then we're looking for another move up to make a high above here, and then the market was going to come back down. So I think that we've got that high in place. So I'm going to remove that, and what that does, that gives us this trigger here to go long at that point. But I don't want to put it there just yet. The move down here was on lower volume, and I would want to see, so no sellers, and the sellers are not in control of it. So I don't want to do anything with this just yet. So I'll just wait before I move that down, because there could be another high in here. But that's what we were looking for, that little 5-wave move here. So let's just see what, if this can move back down here a bit, then we can just, then we can move that over to there. So I'll just see what happens for a bit. So I'm in no rush there. And Woodside, it's latching hold of the 30 there. It's still not enough for me to call in a long trade. It's still a little bit flimsy. It does, however, look like it's got a little 5 waves up there, but I just do need to be a little bit careful. I want to see more price action at this point. It closed lower on higher volume, so the pressure's there. It's going to pin it to the 30 for a while. Nothing to do here, but I'm still, I have to look at this as a corrective pattern, because this is such a nice wave 1 and 2 here and 3 here, So yeah, I mean, I can see it going up. If you've got a position in here, that's fine. And you can see how this moved back down here. You see how it's on lower volume, and then we're getting more volume coming in here. So there is support coming in here. Corrections are on lower volume. So we've got increased volume coming in here, and then we've got decreased volume coming into this space, I mean, you could even see coming into this space here that, from this point here, there was still a fair bit of volume coming in, but it was decreasing at this point in here. So you probably see that on the weekly and the monthly a bit clearer. But nothing cooking with gas here at the moment. So we'll just leave that, and brings us to the Australian dollar. So we're just sort of considering, I'm considering this, as an impulse wave to the upside, in line with the S&P 500, basically. So we're looking at as wave 1 and 2, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then going up for 5 here for this blue third wave, and then a blue 4th wave, and then a blue 5th wave over here. It could also be wave C the time we get there as well, like the S&P, but we don't need to worry about that just yet, because we've still got further to go. I've got a long position in here. We talked about taking some money off the table at 72, and if we're going to add back in, we won't add on this wave 4, we'll add on this wave 4, blue wave 4 here. Or you can take it all off here and do whatever you need to do. But from here, it runs pretty clean and clear up here as 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2, and then here we got 1, 2, nice strong 3rd wave in here, 4th wave in here, and then the 5th wave for the 3rd, and then the 4th here. And then in the next little move here, we've got 1 and 2 in here, and we've got wave 3 up here, so there'll be wave 4 in here somewhere, and wave 5 here. Now, wave 5 may not be finished, but we'll be looking at a wave 4 here. The reason we took money off the table is because of that, so we could get a 38. I don't know if that's the actual top yet. I have to pull it apart, but this wave 4 could pull back to this wave 4 to the 38.2% here. So I don't think it will that far back, but it could. So that's why you've taken some money off the table. You might want to take some more off, because it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, we're going to be looking back. We're going to be coming back in on this one here. So if you took 50% off, you may want to take 80% off, or you may want to take it all off and be done with it and wait for this, or if this goes forth, this 5th wave here won't be very high, because the extension's in wave 3, right? So that makes wave 1 here and wave 5 quite small at that point. So it won't be. So this will probably just come back into the top there, somewhere in there, or these lows here, somewhere in that space, I reckon. But you never know. I don't want to lead you astray, so I'm going to put that there. But it's a pretty deep wave 4 at that point. Anyway, it's going to be boring as batshit across here. So probably the more you take off here, the happier you're going to be because you've banked it. But we won't be doing another long trade until we get this one in over here. I'm not going to chase that up there because it'll only be like this, maybe a tad longer, and that will be that. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.